How's it going, guys? What's up? Welcome back to another weekly recap. We're in week 24. You can hear military guys, so you know that you're here, and it is what it is. It is late o'clock. It is 9:30. I always record these videos late, and I'm always really regretful, because I'm like, oh, I want to go to bed instead. But oh well. Because this just prolongs all the other stuff that I need to do before going to bed, you know? But anywho, let's get right into it. Presumably this will be a long video, just like every video, alright? So last week, 12th of January, on the Friday, I woke up, took Ricky to school, and then I went home, uploaded the weekly recap, which is what I'm doing tomorrow as well. That's what I do every week, but yeah. Then I chilled for a bit, and then I went outside from 10 till 12. I can't remember where I went. Where did I go for 2 hours? Oh no, I just chilled in my bed. I thought it said... Fuck. I chilled for 2 hours. And then from 10 till 12 I slept. I took a nap because I'm always tired because I filmed the weekly recaps till late. And then afterwards, I have to do other shit. So, you know, my complaining is... It happens. It is what it is, alright? Finished my photos from Italy and exported them. I finished all those. You can watch them. You can look at them on my Flickr if you want. All of my video... Fuck, I can't speak today. All my photos from my trip to Italy right before I went to China are now uploaded. It took forever and I've been late. I don't even know if I've been lazy. I've just had other priorities because I'm really busy. So it's not really a focus to edit Italy photos, you know? But they are all edited and uploaded on Flickr now if you want to check them out, alright? Then I went for a walk while they were exporting because it makes my computer really slow. Lightroom and Vegas are generally like really intensive on my PC. And this PC is dog shit, so there you go. Accomplished nothing. I just wasted time walking around. There was nothing, I didn't even see anything interesting really. I just, yeah, wasted time. And then, but the sky was blue and it was like good weather, so I guess that's good. And also I had a donut and a Pepsi, which was good. Also, I bought a donut from Bread Talk and I think it was like at least 6 RMB or something. And then I bought one at this ghetto bakery and it was 3 RMB. And it was just as good, if not better. So there you go. Then I picked up Ricky at 4 PM and we played outside the apartment complex till dinner because that's what we usually do. Usually he gets off school or kindergarten at dinner time, so then he doesn't have time to play. So on Fridays I just let him loose and he plays there for 2 hours and I just chill for the most part. I have to chase him around because he's going, you know, crazy and doing stuff he shouldn't. He is the best at hustling food. He goes around to every single parent that has like a bag of food and then he's like, he doesn't even ask. He looks in their bag, sees they have food, and then he's like, gimme. And I'm like, the fuck, dude? And they all give it to him because he's a cute 4-year-old, I suppose. But yeah, he's hustling food like crazy. It's no like wonder he can't eat dinner, you know, when he's eating all the food. But yeah. What else? Oh, there was a little boy that grabbed my hand. I'm like a celebrity in the apartment complex. There are so many kids. Like, I would say their age range is like 3 to 10 years old, maybe. And yeah, there are so many kids. So some boy that didn't know English grabbed my hand and wanted me to walk somewhere. And I'm like, sure, whatever. And yeah, he showed me stuff, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really understand what was going on. And then, there was this really nice 9-year-old girl. I call her 9 years old. I honestly don't know how old she was. She could have been anywhere from like 6 to 9. Maybe. I don't know. But she was like, hello. And she spoke in this really fake English. It was like, hello. I'm like, hey, how are you? I'm like, I'm okay. And yeah, she was nice. Then she comes back to me later. And then she's like, eating chocolate. And she's like, I like chocolate. I'm like, okay. Do you like chocolate? I'm like, yeah. And then she gives me a piece of chocolate. I'm like, oh, thank you. So that was nice of her. And then also when I went to leave with Ricky, she was also running after me like, goodbye. And then this is on a different day, but I'll just tell it now because it works better with, you know, the story. This happened a different day, but same shit. I was outside the apartment complex with Ricky and sitting there, and then all these children come up to me and are like, hello, how are you? Where are you from? And some of them were like boys that were like maybe a bit older than Ricky. And then some of them were there's this group of girls, and then they come out and they basically push each other up to ask me questions. They're like, all right, you have to ask him a question. And then they sort of push the girl at the front up, and then she's like, are you from? And then they laugh at her because she said it incorrectly, and I was like, yes, I'm from Denmark. And they're like, ah, and then they run away. So yeah, it's fun being a celebrity to the kids. And maybe I could be a better influence than, Logan Paul. So there you go. But, no. What else? Oh, even today, today the funniest thing happened. I was sitting there watching him play. And then, you know how there are some kids that have never seen a black person? And then when they see one in the supermarket, they like yell, oh, chocolate man. And then it's like really embarrassing for the parents. I think that happened today, but like the white version, which I don't know what that is. But I was sitting down. Some kid sees me, gets eyes wide open. He's like, and then he says something in Chinese while pointing at me. He points at me and like says something in Chinese, and then his mum just goes. And I was like, okay, he just said some like embarrassing shit. And then I said hello. I was like, hello, and then he's like, but yeah, I think he did like the white version of Chocolate Man, I'm pretty sure. But I didn't understand it. I could just tell, like, the mum was literally face palming. So he must have said something funny, Anyway, that was like a recap of all my celebrity encounters throughout the week with all the kids because, yeah, whatever. But anyway, back to the Friday. We played outside the apartment complex. There was the boy, there was the girl. Went home, had good noodles for dinner, not just noodles. And then after, Ricky was basically just stuck in front of his PC watching videos, so I did nothing. Just sat on my phone and was AFK till bedtime. And then we read one book and he went to bed. And that's the story. Then you have January 13th, where I woke up at 8:30, had breakfast, so this is the Saturday, so I wake up later. We went outside to play, but then he had a freak out. He wanted to go to this like children's learning center, like a school. But every time he goes there, he's naughty. So I was like, no, you're not going there. I'm not dealing with this shit, Then he had a like freak out and was crying and complaining. And I was like, I'm going home. I'm telling mom. And I'm like, no, you're not. We're playing outside, mate. Like, fuck off. And then he started crying like crazy, and he's on the ground, and he always does this, like crying to try to get what he wants, and it doesn't work on me. It actually just makes me angry, so it's like the opposite effect. So I'm just standing there like looking at this like 4-year-old kid crying on the ground, like, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, like, like, please stop. And then adults are coming up to me like, what's wrong? It's like, there's nothing wrong. He's an idiot. Leave him. Like, and then at one point he was like crying about missing his mum, I think. I don't know. He was crying about something. And at that point I was like, but all while he was crying he was saying, I don't like you. You're not nice. And I was like, okay, I'm not nice. I don't care. You're like being an idiot, And then he's like crying, and I think he missed his, I don't even know what he was doing. But I asked him, because he's like on the ground crying, I'm like, do you need a hug? And then he literally jumps up so fast, and I've never seen anyone jump up that fast. And then like jumps on me basically. And then I have like, I don't even know if you can call it a hug if he's like on me. But he's basically on me, and then I like walk with him and like set him down, and then he's like crying on my shoulder. And I was really confused because he's saying I'm not nice and he doesn't like me, and the reason he was crying was because he was angry he couldn't go in the learning center. But I think he cried so much that it turned into him missing his mum. I don't understand anything. I was just like, okay, I guess I will comfort you even though you're freaking out at me, and I don't get it. So that was confusing, but yeah, other than that freak out, the Saturday actually went by very, very smooth, and he wasn't like annoying. It was just that weird freak out. And it's so annoying because he cries and then all the adults are like, oh, what's going on? What's this white kid doing to you? It's like, I'm not doing shit. The guy's obnoxious. He just wants attention. It's like, fuck off. But oh well. After lunch he slept till 5 p.m. Which I can't remember when we had lunch, but that was good for me. Time off. And then we drew stuff and we had dinner late. So by the time we finished dinner it was like 7:30 and the day was over. So we played a bit before he took a shower and went off to bed. And then I went and bought 2 Pepsis and chilled in my room. Because now they have the deal again where you can get 2 Pepsi twists for 5.5, which is not really good. But usually at the place next to me they cost 3.5. So getting 2 for 5.5 is, you know, better than that. So there you go. And yeah, then we have the 14th of January. I woke up 8:40, and this was weird because usually when I wake up, I think I wake up too late, but I haven't been told not to, so it's like I just do it. Because my schedule says that my day starts at 9 a.m. on weekends. But I wake up at like 8:30, 8:40 to take a shower because then I'm ready by 9 a.m. But at 8:30 when I wake up, everyone's already like either eaten breakfast or they're in the middle of it. So I can't tell if I'm doing anything wrong. But they haven't told me not to, so I mean if they have a problem, they should tell me. Because I've asked them if they have any problems, and yeah. But anyway, I woke up 8:40 and the house was dead silent, so I was confused. Then I went down and I was like, it's dead silent, what's going on? Because there's always eyes or like screaming kids or parents. So I thought that maybe they had like left me to go outside because they were upset that I was like sleeping for too long, so they were just like, alright, we're leaving without him. But I was a little confused because both nannies shouldn't be gone. But it turns out one of the nannies, I don't know where she went, and the other one was out shopping, I guess. And then both parents and the kid were sleeping, I think. So they all woke up at like 10 a.m. So I was like, oh, okay then. But that's just not happened to me. Also, I can't remember if I mentioned, but yeah, regarding, like I said, they could tell me if something was wrong. I sent like a long-winded message about, I had been here for a month now in Shenzhen, and if they had any issues or anything they wanted me to change or whatever, they should tell me. And they didn't. They just gave me positive feedback. They were like, well, they basically told me to do the stuff I'm already doing. They're like, read with Ricky. I'm like, already doing that. And they're like, spend more time with Baga. And I'm like, alright, I'm already doing that. And then, yeah. And they told me to, like, stop him from liking Frozen. Well, just phase it out, not talk about Frozen so much. But anyway. I can't remember if I mentioned that in last week's video. So if I'm repeating myself, I apologize, alright? But, yeah. We played a little before lunch, and then Ricky slept till 4 p.m, where we played inside and drew. And we had dinner late again. So after dinner there again wasn't much time of the day. So this is why the Saturday went fast as well. And it was a good day other than the freak out. Ricky wanted to watch this video, but it was time to read before bed. So I turn off the computer. I just slam the thing, not slam, but close it. And then he runs off to his mum crying. No, first he cries to me, which doesn't work. Again, it makes me angry, so I'm just like, well, you just lost. But then he runs off crying to his mum, which does work. And then she comes back and she's like, let him watch videos for 5 minutes. And I'm like, you just ruined everything I worked for, but okay. So yeah, I hate that I can't discipline the fake crying bullshit, because it's really fucking awful. It's like the worst thing, and it's embarrassing in public especially, but yeah, it's the worst thing. And then the mum left to go to work at 9 p.m, which was super, like, it's crazy. Like, sometimes I'm like, why is she in bed at weird times of the day? But then I see the parents go to work at like 9 p.m, and sometimes come home. Sometimes when I'm in bed, I can hear them come home at like 12. Sometimes I don't hear them come home, so they come home like, I don't know, 2 a.m. or something. Like, they have weird, like, work schedules. I think it's their own business, so I guess that's why, but kind of weird. I had to put him to bed, like, she bamboozled me. At, like, exactly 9 o'clock, which is when I'm supposed to, like, get off work, she just goes, oh, I'm leaving, goodbye. And I'm like, cool, guess who's putting him to bed now? And yeah, he wouldn't fall asleep, so then at 9:15, I was like, I need to take a shower. So then I left him and said I would come back. But then by the time I got out of the shower, he'd already like complained and gone to the nanny. And then she was sitting there with him trying to make him go to bed. So then it wasn't really my problem anymore. But yeah, so that was January the 14th. I think my camera is crooked, by the way. If it is, I apologize. Anyway, January 15th, I keep fucking up. January 15th, the Sunday, the Monday. Woke up, took Ricky to school, went to Shenzhen North Station, which is the station where a lot of people get off usually, so I'm not as filled on the metro, because usually first stop I can't get on. I have to wait like 3 trains before there's room, and even then there's no room. I just sort of stand there, and then the people behind me push me into the train, and it's really uncomfortable. But yeah. Get off at Shenzhen North to have culture class, because this agency provides culture classes once a month. This week we went to a place to draw, I want to call it traditional Chinese fans, but I don't know. So yeah, all the au pairs together, which that's the most fun part, just hanging out with everyone. And then we did the fans, which I will show you. My fan actually, oh shit. It actually turned out like 10 times, I just ruined everything, 10 times better than I thought it would. When I saw her making it, I was like, it's a fan and then you do the paint yourself. And when I saw her making it, I was like, oh, I'm not an artist, I can't do this. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I think mine is a 6 or something. I think mine is pretty good. I'll show you. Alright. So this is my fan. And then I'll show you here. So basically, I think the... Is it in focus? I think the branch itself is like a 10. I think that's really good. I think the flowers are shit. We did a practice one on paper, and I didn't really get the concept of making the flowers small, and I didn't get corrected. So then when I made them on this, she's just like, they're too big, and I'm like, oh fuck, you should have told me. I think these ones are good, if they're in focus. But this one is too big, and this one is too big. And then the bird, that was the thing I was most worried about. I'm like, I'm going to fuck this up. But I don't think I did. Like, the bird is very small because I didn't have room because I had this branch. But it's small in a cute way. And I think even if you don't know, like, if you've never seen a bird before, I still think you can see that this is a bird. Even though that doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think you can tell this is a bird. So, this is my fan. My one and only true fan, other than the kids in the apartment complex. This is the fan I have at home. And then when I leave the house, there's fans flocking everywhere. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah. Am I in focus? So yeah, we did that for the better part of the morning. And yeah, that was good fun. Good fun, good fun. I like the culture classes. And then, yeah, I think I did decent, to be honest. But yeah, you can leave a comment telling me I'm shit and I should kill myself. But I think I did pretty good. And then afterwards we went and had noodles together for lunch, which they were pretty good. On a scale of like 1 to all the noodles I've had, they were somewhere above the average. Like, they were pretty good. They were like the sort of fat noodles, and then, I don't know. There was not enough meat, though, I will say that. There's never enough meat. It's like, fuck. Noodles are so cheap. Don't skimp on the meat, dude. Or just make them... I don't know. Like, if I pay nothing for a meal, and then there's almost no meat, then it's kind of understandable. But this was like, I paid average price. There should be meat, you know? But anyway. I got home, and then the mum messaged me that Ricky's school ends at 4 p.m. instead of 6 p.m. And I'm just like... And she... Cause this is Chinese planning, so I got a message at like at 3 p.m. that I had to pick him up at 4, and I'm like, I could be outside now. Like, you need to tell me at least some hours in advance. Like, come on. And then, yeah, she said there was some show I had to go to, but it turns out it wasn't a show. It was just his normal art class that he has... I'm going to unmute my phone. It's just his normal art class that he has every single week, where he makes some art. So I participated in that, which he was naughty and wasn't listening and doing what he should. So I had to make his art, which one I'm bad at, because I was all arted out from making the fan. I didn't have any more in me. And also the instructions were in Chinese, so I didn't understand anything. So that was an awful and horrible experience. And then we got home, and I was kind of upset at him for being naughty, but whatever. And then till dinner was like me. I don't really remember it, so it was probably me. And then talked a bunch with the nanny. She asked me a bunch of questions about Denmark, and I asked her a bunch of questions about China, because again, she knows good English. She was like, why do you not wash every day? I'm like, I only wash once a week, because I don't have, I need to put clothes in the washing machine, not just one thing. It's like to save water and save money, and she's just like, that's very weird. And then we talked more about China and Denmark, and then she goes, What other weird things are there in Denmark? Like, you know how you do the washing once a week? Are there any other weird things you do? And I was like, I don't know. That's normal to me. Like, fuck, you'd have to come and see. Because I don't know what's weird, you know? That to me is very normal. And I bet to a lot of people watching it's fair normal. But yeah. She explained how in China you have to have money to get married. Like, the husband has to have a house and a car. Well, an apartment, I guess. And it's also the husband's family that pays the wedding. And yeah, interesting things about China I learnt a bunch of. And then that was like Yoda speak. Anyway, I took a shower. No, the nanny took Ricky to shower super late, so there wasn't time to fall asleep. And then at 9:15 I left. Wait, I swear I'm reading the same things twice. Or did this really just happen twice in a row? I guess it happened twice in a row. I left at 9:15 to take a shower. No, it definitely didn't happen twice. I guess the first time I just left and then he fell asleep by the time I got back. And the second time I left to take a shower and then when I got out of the shower, he was the nanny's problem. I think is how it works. Because I definitely didn't like do that thing twice because I remember it clearly. Okay, but I don't know. All right, 16th of I was about to say December, January, and we're in 2018, not 17, because that's also something you have to get used to. But yeah, woke up, good rice for breakfast, because we had fried rice for dinner, and then the nanny was like, "Do you want this for breakfast?" I was like, "Yes." She's like, "Okay, I'll make it." And I was like, "Oh, nice." So I had that for breakfast, which was good. Took Ricky to school and went to class. Turns out we don't have class after we've had a culture class, so the teacher or agency lady. Agency lady? We can call her an agent or a teacher, whatever you want. But she was like, "Do you want to watch a movie?" And we're like, "Sure." "Do you want to watch a Chinese movie?" "Yeah, that seems appropriate." And then we watched this awful Chinese movie that I don't know the name of, but it was set in like 1930 to 1940. And then it had time skips where they went back in time, then they went forward in time. And it was so confusing, and there were so many characters, and then they, like, ugh. Like, it's kind of confusing because it's in Chinese, but obviously you read the subtitles. But, like, even if the movie had been in English, I still don't think I would have understood it. Like, it was just a really confusing movie. The only thing it had going for it was the cinematography, but then, like, the colors of the movie and stuff were so ugly, so, like, the good framing didn't really help too much. Like, it was really bad. I will say there was a lot of sex in the movie, which I kind of, like... I was kind of surprised by it because I thought Chinese people were like big into censorship and all that good stuff. But yeah, it had like a bunch of sex scenes and a rape scene. So I was kind of like, huh, okay, I guess not. Like, I don't know, I thought that would not make it into a Chinese movie. But there you go. I wish I could remember the name of the movie. But oh well. Yeah, what else? Oh, then I had a cotton candy milk tea, which is a milk tea with cotton candy at the top, like with these marshmallows, which was really good. I had it warm, and then I had one veggie baozi, which was also good. And then yeah, went home, bought the good candy with. Did I talk about that? My friend told me to buy her. No, my friend showed me that her friend wanted her to buy some candy in Hong Kong. Then I found the candy in China and I was like, "Oh, look at this." And then I was curious, so I tried it and it was really good. It's these like chewy things. That's a really bad description. But yeah, I had some that were like weird flavors, like fruit, and then I had one that was soda flavored that weren't as good. Yeah. And then I complained to the mum. I did it in a nice way, like in a long message. I was like, "I'm concerned about Ricky's behavior. This fake crying is really awful. People feel sorry for him and they shouldn't. It's embarrassing on the street. And also he shouldn't get what he wants when he does the fake crying because that's not, that's not a good way to be raised." And then she sent me a bunch of messages that was like, "Yes, I support you. I agree. This is..." So she agrees with me. I'm not sure if she'll help stop it, but at least she agrees with me. So when I like just laugh at him for crying, it's like it's okay, I suppose. She agrees with me and supports my decisions. So that's good. I appreciate that. I would hope that she could like stop it as well and help me stop it, but I don't know how likely that is. But you know, at least she supports me. Oh, and then the mum messages me again, like an hour before, and tells me, "Oh, it's to 4:50 today. You pick him up instead of 6." And I'm like, "You need to tell me in advance. I could be like outside. I think maybe no, I was on the metro when she messaged me. But yeah, I still need to know stuff ahead of time. Although I think if I said, "Oh, I'm too far away. I can't make it in time now. Your fault." I think she'd be like, "Yeah, my fault." I would hope so, because if you message me not, it takes me like an hour to get home from the agency. So if I'm on the other side of the city, it takes like an hour and a half or something or more. So it's definitely her fault if I can't arrive on time because I don't get enough notice. But yeah. And then, okay, I wrote about being a celebrity outside the apartment complex with the kids, but I already explained that. Got home for dinner, and then after dinner we drew for a little, and then we mostly just ran around the apartment. He wanted to be a pterodactyl, so I basically lifted him up in like the Superman pose that I talked about in another video, and then I chucked him on the bed, and he thought that was fun. And then I did another thing, like by recommendation of a friend, where I lie on my back and then like lift him up with my feet, and then he's like in the air. So he was basically just flying around. And he laughed a lot and loved it, so that was fun. And we just fucked around till bedtime, basically. I went to bed with him, and then he said he was thirsty, and I was like, "Go have a drink then." Like, I don't care. Like, sure, drink. But then the nanny said he couldn't because apparently he pees the bed. So then he had a cry, which I guess this time it might be sort of... No, actually, it's the same shit. He always cries when he doesn't get what he wants, which I feel bad when he's thirsty, but it's also a kid, so I don't really trust him. It's like the same when kids say they're hungry when they've just had dinner, you know? But anyway, he's in bed crying, and I'm like, relax. I give him a hug to make him relax. Then after a while, he's like dead silent, doesn't speak. And then he goes, "Brother Emil?" I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "I'm super sad." And I was just like, oh, shit. Like, and then I'm like, "Do you need another hug?" And then, yeah, he just gives me like a huge hug. And I'm like, sure. Like, he basically just like cuddles me until he's calmed down. And yeah, that's like that. Those are the moments where he's like cute. It's like he's being nice to me. He's not being obnoxious. Also, running around the apartment being a dinosaur, he was not obnoxious. It's just when he does the fake crying stuff and when he's being like crazy naughty, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, please. But yeah, he can be good. Then when he finally fell asleep, I chilled on my PC and uploaded photos, which I don't know which photos they were. I guess just photos to Instagram, but anyway. Yeah, so that was the 16th of January. Alright, then I'm not looking at the camera, I'm so unprofessional. 17th of January, which was yesterday. Woke up at 9, because it was my free day. Had noodles for breakfast, which was awesome. And then I went to Xingmei North Station to meet Alondra and Sylvia, where we went to Walmart, and I filmed a video, so you will see that eventually once my videos catch up to my life, but yeah. And yeah, we basically explored a Walmart from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., which was good, because there's a lot of food and a lot of interesting stuff, and I didn't buy much. I think I mostly just bought, but then I went back there today to buy stuff, but yeah, mostly just we bought lunch there, which is cheap and good. Like actual fresh noodles, not like cup noodles. And then, yeah, filmed the video and just chilled. Also, I want to talk about YouTube. I'm getting unpartnered now. Because apparently they're changing the requirements to you have to have 4,000 hours watch time in the last 12 months and 1,000 subscribers, which I don't meet any of those requirements. I think the 1,000 subscriber one is fair enough. That makes a bit of sense. But I don't agree with the 4,000 hours watch time. I have 1,600 hours. And I make long videos. Like, imagine if you're an animator who only makes 3-minute videos and you release... Animations take a long time to make. Like, probably longer than a week. So let's say you release one every 2 weeks, you know? That's like 25 something, 28 or something in like a year, maybe. and they're all 3 minutes long. Like, how are you going to get that much watch time? You'd have to have crazy views, you know? And that's assuming that people all watch the entire video, which if it's a 3 minute video, some people skip out after 10 seconds, some people watch a minute, some watch two, some don't, like, you know? So the watch time thing I don't agree with. The sub one, kind of. Also, it just kind of sucks. I'm losing partnership on YouTube when my gaming channel, the one I'm uploading this on, because I don't know, I use this channel now, I don't know why. But it's 7 years old. It just turned 7 years old in December. My other channel is 10 years old. So it's kind of ridiculous that I'm being unpartnered now. It's like, fuck. I feel like I should get grandfathered in and they should just not accept new recruits. But obviously I'm saying that as a small YouTuber that's complaining. If I was big enough, I'd probably just be like, oh yeah, fuck all the people complaining. They should just be bigger. So obviously I'm biased. But I don't know. It's kind of annoying. Also, it kind of prevents people from making money off like a viral video. Because I could make a video tomorrow that blows up and gets a million views, and I wouldn't make money off it. And that's a decent, it's like, it's not a lot of money. CPM is like fucking garbage these days. But it's still decent money. I mean, it's like free money, you know? It's not money that that you expect to get and you get it. It's like, it's cool. But you can't really do that anymore now. Because the channels that like have a random video that blow up and goes viral won't be partnered because they won't have the subs or the watch time. So yeah, that's nice. So I think that's really fucked up on YouTube's part. I don't agree with it. And then what else do I have to say about that? I don't know, it's just dumb. Also, I don't make a lot of money off YouTube. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say how much I make, but I can tell you it's less than $10 a month, I guess. Because CPM is a fucking joke, and I don't get a lot of views. Like, when I was 14, I think I got the same views as now, maybe even less. And I used to get $12 a month. But this was back when AdBlock wasn't as relevant, and CPMs were better. I used to get like $12 a month. And this was while I was partnered with Maker Studios, because back then you couldn't get partnered without a network unless... I don't know, it was really hard back then. And they took like 40% of my revenue, maybe 60%. I think it was 40%. Which is why I left them. But yeah, they took like 40% of the revenue, and I still made $20 a month off not many views. Now it's like I make nothing, and I get the same views, if not more. And I don't cut it with anyone, I just have Google AdSense. So it's ridiculous that, like, yeah, CPMs are shit. So I don't really care about the money too much. It's more the fact that I'm losing partnership, and it's like, why? Like, fuck you, you know? But anyway, that is my YouTube rant. Maybe one day I'll get it back. Probably not, though, because I don't take it seriously now. I do, like, now I'm doing it once a week and trying to also do the other videos. But I'm not doing them for the views, which you could be making, like, really dumb shit. I'm doing these videos for myself in the future because I want to have them. And then my other videos, I just do them because it's like, I like the editing and I like showcasing what I'm doing in China, and then also I can have them in the future to look back on my time in Hangzhou and Shenzhen. So they're not exactly like get a lot of views, like be YouTube famous videos. They're more just what I want to do. Like, I'm gonna upload a Pepsi review because I want to, you know? Not because, yeah. Anyway, that's the YouTube rant. Be happy you got that, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, oh, I bought a chili Snickers, but I haven't eaten it yet. Because it's supposed to, I'm going to review it in the Walmart video. But I didn't get to eat it when we were at Walmart. So I still have it here. And then I also bought a yogurt soda, which I think this is going to taste similar to the yogurt soda thing I had in Hangzhou, but it was a different brand. But we'll see. So both of those will be reviewed in the Walmart video, I suppose. I'll just put a thing at the end where I review it. Because I didn't have time when we were in Walmart, alright? Anyway, so much talking. I went to Ho to meet, with Stella and Emmy, and then what's it called? Wait, no, I went to Hohai because Sylvia needed to buy some K-pop memes, so we chilled there, bought stuff, chilled. It's a nice area. There's a really cool bullet building that I want to go and check out and film. No, not film. Photograph. But the day we were out, like yesterday, the smog was so bad. Like, my throat was. This was the first time in China where I actually felt the effects of the smog, And also, you could see it really bad on the roofs. It was really, really bad. Like, the air quality was actually awful. Which is the first time I've like, been really, like, this is shit. All the other times it's been like, yeah, it's kind of smoggy. But, yeah, it was really, really bad yesterday. But, yeah. Went to Hohai. Then afterwards, we went to Dongmen to meet Emmy and Stella, like I was saying. And then we chilled around there. They bought clothes. And then we headed back to Shengmei North, which was where the Walmart was, because they wanted to take pictures at this nice location, which I had to take the pictures, which, I mean, I don't mind. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just not my style of photography. I think that's, like, the thing. I would never shoot portraits, I don't think. If my family wanted me to shoot family photos, I'd also be like, yeah, I'd prefer not to. I like landscapes, like looking at a nice sunrise at 5 in the morning is good. And then I also like street photography, when you capture some candid moment that will never occur again. Because that's cool. Like, sometimes you can sort of prepare for it. You have a cool location, and then you wait for the person to occur. But yeah, I don't know. I like street photography and landscape. Portrait and, like, model stuff is not my thing. But anyway, took photos with them. And then we went to this restaurant, which, it was not a restaurant, it was a cafe. And they wanted to have dinner there, which I didn't really, I don't mind, I'm like, whatever. But it was not dinner. I had a tortilla thing, because that was the most foodie thing there. And then there was a shit ton of waffles and stuff, which maybe I should have just eaten a waffle with ice cream, because eating dessert for dinner is fine. I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want, alright? But yeah, it was pretty good. The cafe was super chill. We were on the 3rd floor and we were just, like, hard chilling. We just sat there and chilled and drank a bunch of water. And had food, obviously. But yeah, it was chill. And then I met a German guy as well who was super nice. And he lives near me, so he also lives in the middle of nowhere in Shenzhen. So that's neat. Also, they thought it was really nice to take photo because the sun was setting, but it was like a super smoggy day, so I think if you'd gone to the same location any other day of the week, it would have looked nicer, but whatever, that's their choice, you know? I just thought it was, like, super smog. Like, the weather was great. It was actually so hot that, like, you didn't want to wear a jumper, which I'm not wearing a jumper now. Hey, last week I was complaining it was cold as fuck, and now I'm, like, chilling. Today's been hot, but yeah, it was good yesterday weather-wise, except the air quality was so bad that you wanted to die, but yeah. Whatever. Chilled in the cafe, and then I got home around 9:30, where I just did the usual. Updated my diary, transferred files from my camera, updated my budget, checked emails, you know, all the boring stuff that has to be done. And yeah, that was yesterday, 17th of January. Alright, and that brings us to today, January the 18th. So today, I woke up at 6:40. I went to the agency for class, which did not go well. I actually study for class, but I don't know why, but I don't get it. It doesn't click with me. So I was just awful the whole time. Basically just did not know what was going on. Couldn't tell left from right. Like, everything I did was basically just wrong and bad. And yeah, it was a really bad lesson. And just really painful. So that was not fun. There's a new au pair who I met today. And yeah, she's really nice. She's from Italy. And whoa, drunk camera. But yeah, met her. It was cool. Then afterwards we went and had lunch. And I had the best baozi. I found out you can order this this sweet baozi. I think I talked about it in another video that the grandfather brought it over and it was really, really good. Well, I tried ordering that. I think I got one that was different. It didn't taste the same, but it was really good still. And it was free kwai. And yeah, that was really, really good. So I got that, and then I got a bubble tea cotton candy. And I got the cold one this time, because I got the hot one Tuesday. And I think that I drink the cold one faster, so that's not good. But yeah, it was really good. It was nice. I prefer hot, though. But now it's hot outside, so you kind of want something cool. I don't know. But yeah, it's been the weather today, I should say, that has been really nice. It's been so hot that, like, don't even can like just walk around in a t-shirt. So I'm chilling, which it's gonna quickly approach the point where it gets so hot that I'm complaining. So you'll have to endure that, just like I did when I arrived. But yeah, right now it's chilling and I'm happy. And then yeah, we went to Walmart and I bought a bunch of Pepsi Max because that's the only place you can buy it. I bought a Danish bag of chips because they have those in Walmart and they're cheaper than in Denmark. It makes no sense. They import Danish chips and then they're cheaper than buying them in Denmark. So alright. And then did I buy anything else? Oh, a Snickers. A Snickers was only 4 RMB in Walmart. Super cheap. And then yeah, that was what we did. And then I went home and the mum messages me again at like 3 p.m. She's like, "Oh, I'm picking up Ricky today. You don't have to do it." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Then at 4 p.m. she's like, "I forgot his shoes. Can you bring them?" I'm like, "Okay." And then she's like, "Oh, you have to watch his performance." Because this time he was actually performing. It wasn't just art class. So I watched him perform some dance thing, which he's kind of naughty even at school. I don't get it. Like, all the other kids know how to line up and function. And he's doing either his own thing or doing something he's not supposed to. So I don't really understand why or how, like, what's going on with him. But whatever. Watched his performance. He had a line of dialogue where he was on the stage. They danced together. And then everyone got off the stage, and then one kid got on the stage at a time and had a line of dialogue. And a lot of them couldn't remember it. Some of them got help by the teacher where they would talk at the same time. But Ricky actually did his whole line of dialogue on his own, which I did not expect him to be able to do. He did really, really well. I was kind of like, oh, shit, like, good job. But yeah, so 2 hours extra work again. And that's the third time this week, so it's 6 hours extra. Kind of annoying, but oh well. Then, we went home, and then he played in the apartment complex, and like I told you, again, the kids were like crazy about me, whatever. And then we went home, had dinner, and then after dinner, basically drew. Oh, I made you know how you can make shurikens out of paper? I made one of those. And then I threw it, and then the baby was like crazy about it. I threw it, and then he would like run and pick it up, and then he would throw it or give it to me, and he was crazy about that. But yeah, that was what we did basically. Drawing and making paper shurikens and just fucking around. And then Ricky wanted to do the thing where I lift him up so he's flying. But I was like, wait. And then he starts crying, and I'm like, alright, good, now I'm not doing it. I didn't even really say no. I was basically just delaying it. But then as soon as he started crying, I was like, alright, well now I'm not doing it. And then he ran off to his mum, but I guess she didn't really react. So he didn't get what he wanted this time, which was great. Because I'm like, fuck. I would have done it, but now I can't do it. And then I told him, I was like, if you want me to do it, you say Emil, please. And then he says, Emil, please. I'm like, no, you can't do it now. You can't just say that. It's not magic. Like, you have to mean it. You can't just magically say it after crying and complaining. So he didn't get what he wanted. And then I took him to read a book. And then I took him to bed. But then the mum came. So, yeah. Ended at 9. And then I took a shower, which is why my hair is all... And now I'm here, and it's 10:30, and I need to go to bed. I'm going to do all the stuff I have to do, and I'm going to go to bed. And then tomorrow I'm seeing Star Wars, so that will be a lot of fun. But anyway, thanks for watching. I don't have much else to say. This week has been pretty good. There's been good food, good stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace. Bye.